بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق اللهم صل وسلم على نبينا محمد اللهم صل وسلم على
Oh, look at that solar CME grounding on the video.
اللهم صل
Just saying.
وسلم على نبينا محمد اللهم صل وسلم على نبينا محمد اللهم صل وسلم
Good morning anyway. Lovely sunny frosty morning in Blighty. Starting my Friday right, and I've had my second coffee and I'm waking up slowly. Bins out, dogs are fed. Yeah, got a bit of a problem today. Been trying to sort out medical cannabis, haven't I? Yeah. Through my doctor. So I've got a choice of what's next, haven't I? Been given to me on screen now. I know that the solar CME is grounding because I can already sense the energy as a slider. Right? Can already sense it. Can feel my body warming up with the energy that's coming through. I'm sitting here in a vest, no heating on. Yeah, dogs are all nicely warming me up here. There's a bit of condensation on the windows. I've done myself medicating already over the last few days. So any mucus I've got in my lungs at the moment is coming up nice and easy. So all good on that front. There's news of a childhood pneumonia going around at the moment, which starts with a headache, a bad cough. So that's what's been doing the rounds, which people have already been getting. Apparently it's showing up as white lung on X-rays and that, if you get an X-ray of your lungs done. Those that have been jabbed seem to be affected more than everybody else, and it's those people that are spreading it. So there you go. Those that were through the media bombardment and the government pushing of it all have had their bodies weakened by whatever has been put into their bodies through fear, and it's now affecting those people seriously, mainly the children who've got weaker bodies from being jabbed. So it wasn't a very wise move doing that, was it? to affect your children like that. You shouldn't have been ruled by fear, should you? You should have protected your children and given them the right advice and guidance, which I did with my family. But those that didn't listen are going to find out exactly now how serious it is not to listen to the advice of elders as they start to get ill. But there you go, that's why they divide and rule. So you don't follow the advice of elders, and you have to follow the advice of those in charge who don't have your best interest at heart, although pretending to. Right? That's the truth of the matter. So you made a choice based on what you was told by them. And their only reason for telling you is to rule you. So you made a choice. You could have trusted in yourselves and in your belief, but you listened to fools and you got ruled by that mob, who are nothing but political gangsters in shiny suits. So it's your own fault. You're given a choice by your creator, you're given a choice by your government. Who are you going to believe? You're going to believe in yourself and why you was created that way, or you can believe in fools that only have your worst interest at heart, because you're just parasites to them, feeding off the taxes what they steal from your families. Truth be known. Right, now have I got a peaceful pack, all happy. They've all been playing like good little hybrids this morning, chewing on each other's legs like pieces of meat. And they've all had their bit of lamb today. Yeah, look at little baby girl there. Yeah, she's all happy, aren't you, Willow? Yes, with your mummy there. While you're loving your Marnie Moo, your Hulkster. Yes, because that's what a pack does, isn't it? And they're all lovely and warm. And they're keeping me warm, look. Keeping my legs warm. Warming up my bed. There's no heating on in the house at all. Yeah, my home telephone has been electronically manipulated. Don't know how they've done it, but it's telling me I've got to put the phone in the cradle. When I put the phone in the cradle, it won't go back to the phone screen, no matter what I do to try and change it to that. It will not go onto the home screen of the phone. And the only way I can see is the reason why they've done that is because I was going to be talking to my doctor about being prescribed medical cannabis. And I made that perfectly clear online that that's what I was doing. So those that have been trying to set me up for antisocial behaviour through using the dogs to do it, who are being very, very antisocial at the moment, look at them all. The only antisocial angle that they've been going on about is the use of cannabis. That's the only thing that's antisocial in my life, apparently, because I won't hand over anybody. I discreetly go about sourcing it privately. And for me to completely switch to it being medical and legally protected means that I am then antisocial, because they can't make any money out of me by being arrested or by them confiscating it and selling it on to their informants, or giving it to their informants to entrap people, or whatever they do. You know, you know how devious the system is. So, yeah, that would be the reason why I'm supposed to be in a state of panic, because I can't hear any phone calls that are incoming now on my official phone line, my home telephone line, which is actually breaking the law, interfering with my private communications, is it not? So, even if I needed to call for medical help, I would be forced to use a mobile phone, wouldn't I? Which isn't on the 5G network, and I'm not using. So how am I actually going about arranging it all? So I would therefore be forced, wouldn't I, to use the online service. Now we're getting to the truth of the matter. So I would be forced to use the online portals to talk to the medical services, so it can all be monitored. Right? So when I go and see the doctor that's already now a pre-arranged appointment, I don't need any future contact with the medical services for now, until I talk to the doctor about what's actually going on. Alright? I will actually take the home phone with me to show the doctor how the actual home phone's being interfered with at the moment as well. Just to prove that point as well, so he knows that I'm not making that up either. Just in case I miss any appointments with the mental health team that need to phone me. Right? Because they're the ones that was trying to say that I made the whole thing up about being gassed. And, you know, gassed through that open top window in 2018. And it's actual cannabis psychosis, which it isn't. Which would be the blocking factor for me being prescribed medical cannabis. So they're playing a very, very devious game, which my doctor's been fully aware of the whole time, as he tried to sort out the mental health side of it. So we went down the mental health route. I've spoken to them, both in bad state of mind and in good state of mind. So they've had they've had that. I can't do anything about my phone line at the moment, but once I do get it all set up for online medical services for dealing with the legal cannabis side of it as well, then they'd be free to check and monitor my use of legal cannabis, won't they? Which I don't mind at all, because then they won't have any fears of anything ending up on the market discreetly, which simply won't be my intentions, because it's for my own personal medical use. So if they want to talk to me face to face while I'm medicating, they can talk to me. and see and observe, which I don't mind them doing. So there would be nothing hidden. The same as if I'm recording a video and I'm smoking a doob in it. I don't hide it at all. But because they can see it, they're saying I'm antisocial. Yeah, then I'm told to open all my windows to let let the air flow through the building. Why? Because then I'll get accused of being antisocial because the ignorant neighbours smell it. And they say, oh, he must be doing something illegal, he must be selling drugs, or he must be doing this, or he must be doing that, and that's illegal, and blah, blah, blah. So they try to, blow on knots, drop a dime on me, try to invoke the curse of the legal word spell system to try and bring me problems and that. So, bit by bit, I'm going through it all. Taken away the landlord's antisocial behaviour angle, taking away the police's antisocial behaviour angle, because I'm quietly in my own property with my dogs doing nothing wrong at all. Right? If I want to play music, I play music. If I want to learn music, I learn music. If I want to learn geology, I learn geology. If I want to learn about religion, I learn about religion. It's a tool for my learning, the internet. If I want to listen to people discussing medical issues online, then I listen to, it's all learning, isn't it? So there's nothing illegal being done online. There's no suspicion of a crime. I'm not breeding dogs. This is the end result of my breeding of dogs from the puppy lines that I've already bred. English Mastiffs and English Staffordshire Bull Terriers, so none of them are on the banned list. There's no XL Bullies because they're all English bred hybrids. Bred from English line dogs, farm dogs, none of which bred for fighting. The only one that's covered is the protective mother. And I was called antisocial for slipping over on either wet grass or dog turd. I couldn't see what it was in the dark because it was dark. Self-explanatory. So because I slipped over on a dog turd or wet grass, I'm called antisocial for being disabled. How is that legally right? So it's not even worth the paper it's written on, because the police were being devious in contracts and tried to trick me. And I have the whole thing, in his own words, as he explained it to me. So he was breaking the law by tricking me in his contracts that he wanted me to sign. So it's not worth the paper it's written on, and will get thrown out of court. So Lola doesn't get walked anymore. She just gets the zoomies and runs around the garden with Holster quite happily playing. Right, Holster loves it. But the pair of them do get their prey drive on while they're chasing each other about, because they can't be walked properly now, and they're building up energy. But she gets to have her little run round the garden. I get to not comply by keeping her at home, and none of the other 3 dogs have to wear a muzzle because their behaviour has been okay. So no matter what the setup was, it's failed. Do you see how this is working now? It's all backfiring and blowing up in their faces, isn't it? None of these need to be neutered, because none of them are those type dogs. Yeah. This is the smaller one of the pair of twins. Right. Lola's the smaller of the 2 females. Her daughter is bigger than her because that's the natural progression of evolution. Marnie's took the size from a twin pair in there. They both came out in the same sack. One smaller than the other. That's just the way they was born. So they're not even 2 types of different dogs. They're, you know. But this is the evolution of a breeding line. And I'm happy with them. Their behaviour's impeccable. They're well trained. Even as rescue dogs, they're well trained. Can't fault their behaviour at all. They act like dogs. So there you go. These are dogs that have come back from the breeding line. So yeah, there you go. Anyone that tries to say anything different, let them say it. All I've got to do is show the photos of the previous dog lines that have been through this property, and there you go. It can all be proved. Unless anybody's saying anything different, which they can't. There you go. So there you go. That's that little fucking bullshit thing checkmated. So they can't come with that angle, innit? Which leaves my private medication, doesn't it? So my PTSD is going to be medicated soon. There's nothing the state can do about it. The state can try and say, while I take my official medication at the moment, that has side effects on me. They can try and say, well, we think you should be taking higher doses of codeine to get you re-addicted. No, it's not going to be happening because it's rotting my teeth. It's causing addiction problems and I can't take them anymore. My body's rejected them. The antidepressants will be replaced with the cannabis eventually, which is what they're trying to check with my mental health at the moment. Yeah. Even that side of it, no problems at all. It's doing exactly what it should be doing. All all the depression was caused by the state and what they did to me. So I'm having to take medication for the problems that they caused. So again, that's problem, reaction, solution. When really, it can all be replaced by my use of cannabis, or, unless there's any serious health problems. It can all be covered by that now. My sleep, my diet, anxiety from PTSD, pain levels, can all be covered by that. Excuse me. By doing it the medical route, the state actually gets to get taxes back from that, from the purchase of my medication. So they're then starting to make money and taxation from it, which is the real point. That's been the holding back bit in the medical use. Do you see now? Because if you get caught selling it, you're fined for the lack of taxation that you've been paying on it. That is your taxation. And then you're called a naughty person for doing that, which I've had done in the past. And I've never broken the contract what I signed. Never went back to it. So I kept my word. Now it's time for them to re-educate the ignorant people that do the informing and all that sort of stuff, because they've been taught by the state to do that. So it's now their duty to re-educate people on why people use it for medical use, rather than by having their bodies messed up by side effects from official state medication to a point where they can't take any of that medication anymore. Now they've got to re-educate people on that, and it's all coming out from the COVID experience, isn't it? From where they told people to inject an untested substance into their bodies, which is now making people very ill. So, no, I think I'll stick to the tried and tested measure, thank you very much. It binds the phlegm, makes it easier to expel out the body, for me personally. There's another legitimate reason why they go through their silly white lung thing that's going about at the moment, which has all been caused by the stupidness what went on with the COVID. The truth's starting to come out, isn't it? And it is exactly like we said it was, right from the beginning. Our instincts were correct, were spot on. That's not people like me gloating about it now, it's just, well, there you go. Don't you all feel stupid now for trusting them? Look at you, Hulkster. You're so happy and comfortable today, aren't you, baby boy? Eh? But you're comfortable like that, aren't you, baby boy? I know of at least one of my grandchildren that's going through a rough time at the moment. We've bunged up with some sort of winter nasty. Bit of panic from the parents. It's like, yeah, well, give him fucking orange juice then, innit? Top his body up with vitamins. Get some decent vegetables in the child. Even if you have to mash it up in a smoothie or something, get those vitamins into the child. Instead of feeding him with fucking nuggets and shit. You know what I mean? Keep his body topped up with vitamins and he'll work a lot better with that, won't he? The more the parents stress, the more the child pushes the parents away in a grumpy, screechy mood. So don't panic, keep calm, and you can help the boy out. It's pretty easy. No child likes eating vitamins and sprouts and cabbage and stuff like that, but you have to do it in a way where, you know, there you go. Storms arrive, strong to severe geomagnetic storms expected. So it's going to be good grounding in that weather outdoors, isn't it? Barefoot. Be a little bit parky on the old feet, wouldn't it? But apart from that, all good. Wonder what's up with Brian today then. He's live at the moment, so I'm going to end the video and see how he's getting on. As you can see, all the dogs are happy here at the moment. They're doing their thing. Lovely weather out there, so I'm going to go out and do a bit of pottering about in the garden in a bit after watching this live.